And now, words to live by. This evening's speaker is Rabbi Yitzhak Karloff of Temple B'nai Hill.
Good evening. Throughout history, dating back into antiquity, the Jewish people have lived an existence of continuous oppression. Each year, over 5,000 incidences of verbal anti-Semitism occur in the streets, schoolyards, and office buildings of our major urban centers. How do we handle these? Well, as many of our good football players know, sometimes the best defense is a good offense. I have asked a Gentile member of the SCTV staff to aid me in a demonstration on how to handle verbal abuse. Unfortunately, the only one available was Mr. Angus Kroc. So if we can bring him on now, we will begin the demonstration. Angus?
Rabbi, it's a pleasure to be on your show.
I thank you for coming.
I brought this radio along for the complete Gentile look. I've even got a Mickey Gilly tape in there.
All right. Now, you have your notes, and perhaps
right here.
We can begin.
Okay. Hey, Jewish chap, when are you going to the delicatessen for some pastrami?
Hey, hoodlum, why don't you go and put a tree in your living room?
Hey, is that your real nose?
Hey, hoodlum, why don't you go and put frosty sleds and snowflakes on your window?
Hey, Jew, have you had enough holidays this year?
Hey, hoodlum, why don't you go and paint stripes and things on eggs?
Hey, are you sure your last name isn't longer?
Hey, hoodlum, why don't you go and buy a living room set from a catalog?
That's really funny. You know, I just did that.
What?
A living room set from a catalog. I got ripped off, too. It wasn't even wood.
Well, you see, Angus, you should have called me. My brother Shmuel is in the upholstery business. You look at a fabric, you look at a design, 5-week delivery, discount price for you.
Well, if you could give me his number, I'll give Smiley a call.
What do you mean, Smiley? What is that?
No.
Hey.
What?
Hey, Scotsman. Hey, Kilt. Hey, why don't you go and have a pork and kidney and pancreas pie?
That's a real good idea. I'm kind of hungry just hearing that. Would you like to join me?
With bagpipes.
We'll take the pork out. How about pancreas and beef egg pie? That's the best. You can't beat that.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, Bob Newhhart.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Many of you may have read The Hidden Persuaders. It's about advertising. And one of the points the book made was that the real danger of the public relations man or the advertising man was that they were creating images. And they felt that in the presidential campaigns, the candidates were really getting closer and closer together. There was no real difference between them. And you were really voting for the man. And this got me to thinking, supposing this science were as far advanced during the Civil War as it is today, and there was no Lincoln. Now, the advertising people, realizing this, would have had to create a Lincoln. And I think they would have gone about it something like this. This is a telephone conversation between Abe and his press agent just before Gettysburg. Hi, Abe, sweetheart, how are you, kid? How's Gettysburg? Sort of a drag, huh? Well, Abe, you know them small Pennsylvania towns. You seen one, you seen them all. All right. Listen, Abe, I got the note. What's the problem? You're thinking of shaving it off. Abe, don't you see that's part of the image? Right, with the shawl and the stovepipe at the string tie. You don't have the shawl. Where's the shawl, Abe? You left it in Washington. What are you wearing, Abe? A sort of cardigan? Abe, don't you see that doesn't fit with the string tie and the beard? Abe, would you leave the beard on and get the shawl, huh? All right, now what's this about Grant? You're getting a lot of complaints on Grant's drinking, huh? Abe, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't see the problem. I mean, you knew he was a lush when you pointed him, you see that? Your gag writers. Yeah, your gag writers are. You want to come back with something funny, huh? Maybe an anecdote about a town drunk. Well, I can't promise anything, Abe. I'll get him working on it. All right, Abe, you got the speech. Abe, you haven't changed the speech, have you? Abe, what do you change the speeches for? A couple minor changes, I'll bet. All right, what are they? You what? You typed it. Abe, how many times have we told you on the backs of envelopes? I understand it's harder to read that way, Abe, but it looks like you wrote it on the train coming down or something like that. Abe, could you do this? Could you memorize it and then put it on the backs of the envelopes? We're getting a lot of play in the press on that. How are the envelopes holding out? You could stand another box. All right, I'll all right. What else, Abe? You changed 7 to 87? I understand it meant the same thing, Abe. Well, Abe, that's meant to be a grabber. Abe, we test marketed that in Erie, and they went out of their minds about it. Trust. Well, Abe, it's sort of like Mark Anthony saying, "Friends, Romans, countrymen, I've got something I want to tell you." You see what I mean, Abe? What else? People will little note nor long remember. Hey, what could possibly be wrong with that? They'll remember it. Hey, they'll remember it. It's the old humble bit. You can't say it's a great speech. I think everybody's going to remember it, Abe. You come off a braggart, don't you see that? Hey, Abe, do the speech the way Charlie wrote it, would you? The inaugural address swung, didn't it? All right, anything else? You talked to some newspaper men. Abe, I wish you wouldn't talk to newspaper men. Well, you always put your foot in. No, that's just what I mean, Abe. No. You were a rail splitter, then an attorney. Abe, it doesn't make any sense that way. I mean, you wouldn't give up your law practice to become a rail splitter, don't you? Would you read the biog, Abe? You'll save a lot of trouble on this thing. Abe, listen, before I forget, the manufacturer is coming out with the Abe Lincoln T-shirt on Tuesday. Could you work that into the address somewhere, Abe? Play it by ear, whatever you can do. Abe, have you got a pencil and paper there? Will you take this down? You can fool all of the people some of the time, and some of the people all of the time. But you can't fool all the people all the time. Well, you keep doing it differently, Abe. The last quote I got was, "You can fool all the people all the time," and you... Abe, hold on. They come up with a thing on Grant. Oh, right. Good. Yeah, all beautiful. Abe, listen to this. They got a beautiful squelch on Grant. Right. The next time they bug you about Grant's drinking, right, you tell them you're going to find out what brand he drinks, and send a case of it to all your other generals. No. It's like the brand was the reason he won. No. Abe, use it. It's fun. But, trust me on this, will you? Saturday night? Oh, Abe, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be in New York Saturday night. A bridge party at the White House? Oh, Abe, I'd love to make it. How about Seward? You try him? He'll be out of town too, huh? Oh, that's you and what's her name? Be home alone. Mary, be home alone. Huh? Listen, Abe. Why don't you take in a play? I'll be talking to you. So wonderful. I got thinking about inventions. Now, inventions today are handled entirely different than they were, say, 100 years ago. They set up new product corporations, they have sales promotion firm, and they look at the invention in a business-like way. And this got me to thinking, supposing the Wright brothers had gone to a new product corporation to market their new invention called the aeroplane. I think if they had, a guy from the sales promotion firm would have talked to him on the phone, something like this. Hello, who is this, Orville? Where's Willard? Wilbur, I'm sorry. And he'll be on late at the bicycle shop all week, huh? Listen, I talked to the guys here at the office, and we're real excited about this thing. We really think you got something. Well, we got a couple questions. I think you pretty much agree with us that the only way to make any loot on it is to start booking passengers as soon as possible. Right. Yeah, well, we may pick up a little on the baggage gimmick, you know, if we set it low enough, but not enough to make it worthwhile. Well, I got a couple questions. Now, all the pictures we got show either you or Wilbur lying on the wings. Now, when we start booking passengers, oh, they will, huh? Well, I mean, if we're going to cloud them for $75, $80 to the coast, you know, I don't know how they'll go for lying on the wings like that. Yeah. How many could you handle, do you suppose? 5 on either side, that's top, huh? Yeah. Well, I mean, that's your end of it. I don't want to get into that. Listen, is there any way of putting a John on it? Well, Jerry came up with an idea, which I kind of like. Maybe we could set up a little snob appeal thing and get, you know, maybe 2 classes, one with a John, one without. You see what I mean? Yeah. Well, right away, we got 2 problems. Obviously, how the hell did they get back to it is the first one. And secondly, you're going to be flying over cities, you know what I mean? Well, I mean, some poor clown walking down the street, you know. Well, let's put it this way, bad press. You see what I mean? Well, you think, listen, how are things coming on the plane? At Kitty Hawk last week, how'd it go? 105 feet, huh? That's all. Do the 12 guys still have to push it down the hill? They do, huh? Well, see, that's going to cut our time to the coast. I mean, if we got to land every 105 feet. All right, well, listen, you work on it and get back to me. All right, I'll be talking to you, Orville. Goodbye.
Everyone has idols, right? People who inspired them and drove them on to greater horizons. As a kid, my idol, and he's still my idol. Of all the great American heroes, my idol is Christopher Columbus. What a great thing that was, discovering America. I wouldn't have found it. I don't know where you people would have been. I wouldn't have found it. You know, discovering America wasn't a thing that Columbus had gotten wrapped up in after getting older. As a kid, this was all he talked about. He lived in a little town with his mother and father. Their names were Mr. and Mrs. Columbus. Everybody thought Chris was off his cookie. Like the neighbors were teasing. They'd come by and lean over the fence. He'd be there in the yard. And they'd say, Christopher Columbus, what are you going to do when you grow up? And he'd say, I'm going to discover America. They'd say, you better cut that out. You know there isn't any America. You know the world is square. Chris would say, they sure are. At 35, he'd gotten out of grammar school. He arranged an audience with the Queen, Queen Isabel Johnson. That was the Queen's name. And she asked him about this America project, and Chris tells her, if I don't discover America, there's not going to be a Benjamin Franklin, or a Star-Spangled Banner, in the land of the free, and the home of the brave, and no Ray Charles. When the Queen heard no Ray Charles, she panicked. The Queen said, Ray Charles? You gonna find Ray Charles? He in America? Chris is damn right. That's where all those records come from. So the Queen's running through the halls of the castle screaming, Chris gonna find Ray Charles. He gone to America on that boat. What you say? She wrote him out a traveler's check. Chris ran the local Army-Navy store. He bought 3 used ships, 2 pair of fatigues, some shades. Then he got his supplies for the trip. He got 2 chicken sandwiches, 3 cans of Vienna sausage, 5 cases of scotch, and a small 7-Up. Then he got a new rag to tie his head with, too. He's ready to leave. He's ready to leave. All the photographers and the reporters are at the pier to see him off. All the girls are there. They're all screaming, goodbye, Columbus. He gone on that boat. He gone to America. Isabel was there, and she'd had a few. Isabel saying, Chris gonna find Ray Charles. Chris said, be cool, Isabel, be cool. Then he turns to the first mate. He says, weigh anchor. About 10 minutes later, the guy's 7,482 pounds. Chris said, put the anchor in the boat. Don't weigh it, just put, y'all don't even know how to weigh the anchor. When he had gotten out of the harbor, the first mate asked, Chris, which way is America? Chris said, I don't know. We're going to have to sail around and we'll bump into it. So we better go this way. If we go that way, we'll sail off the edge like them other guys. 100 days later, the men are ready to mutiny. Chris has been goofing. He's been going through a bit like, back up, make a right, watch out for the edge. First mate said, come here, Chris. Said, come here. Said, Chris, the men are ready to mutiny. The cabin boy said that if you don't find America in 2 days, he's going to smack you in the mouth. Right then, a piece of wood floats by the ship. Chris said, there's a piece of wood. So we're not far from America. That's American wood. Said, I know American wood when I see it. First mate said, why don't you cut that out? It's a piece of the ship. They're breaking up on us. Right then, the guy in the mast yells, land ho! Chris said, what does that mean? Well, so that means he sees land. Chris said, well, pull over. Maybe that's America. You're going to pass right by. You guys don't even know America when you see it. He said, that is America. He said, look at all those spacious skies. Those amber waves of grain. He said, dig that purple mountain's majesty. I bet there's fruit out there on the plain. It's a big holiday in America that day. Big holiday called Not Having Been Discovered Yet Day. All the Indians on the beach there celebrating. They got sandwiches, 6-packs, 3 or 4 bags, or whatever it is they put in the pipe. Chris leans over the rail of the ship. He says, hey, yo! Yo! Where is this? Fine little Indian girl. Fine little Indian. Fine little West Indian girl. Standing there on the beach. She said, why? What's your name? What the hell you want come around here in them ships? She said, my name's Christopher Columbus. I'm out discovering. I'm going to discover America. I'm going to discover y'all. Little Indian girl said, we don't want to be discovered. You can't discover nobody if they don't want to be discovered. You better discover your ass away from me. First mate said, Chris, they're hostile. Chris said, yeah, and they mad, too. He said, but we're going in there anyway. That's America. They can't keep us out of there. America belongs to everybody. Let down the longboat. They let down the longboat, which was really a short boat on the side of the big boat. They called it the longboat because they had a peewee boat, but they weren't going to use that. And they piled into shore, and they're heading into the boat, and the men are laying down because the Indians are throwing rocks and spears and flaming arrows and tree trunks, yelling out a bunch of profanity about Chris's mother and everything. First mate said, Chris, we better not go in there. Those Indians are crazy. Chris said, turn the boat around. We'll leave. We'll make a map and give it to the Pilgrims. Pilgrims will fix their ass.
Thank you all for coming. I know Joe would have been pleased and gratified. Joe, as you all are aware, was one of the finest editors we've ever had at Roget's Thesaurus. Probably the best thesaurus man in the country. He was the finest, the top, the number one man. He said to me once, Bob, Robert, Bobby, after I'm gone, I'd like you to say a few words to my friends, my pals, chums, comrades, buddies. The thesaurus writer's job, as you know, is not an easy one. It's hard, difficult, tough, strenuous, demanding, laborious. At times the pressure can be unbearable, intolerable, unendurable. But Joe did a great job in those 20 years, and that's why I'm so sorry that he's passed away. But he's in a happier place. He's among the angels. Joe's bought the farm. He's cashing his chips, kicked the bucket. He's been deep six. He's doing the lawn limbo right now. Time sharing the oblong condo. He's making a call from the horizontal phone booth. He's deceased, departed, hard as a carp. He's in the marble mailbox. He's booked into the Motel Deep Six, taking a spin in the brass-handled sedan. I wish he hadn't left us. I wish he wasn't far, far away, trolling for topsoil trout. Dead as a doornail, gone out with the tide, taking the final curtain, serving a major and fine penalty box, standing in line at the sod sizzler, dancing the hokey crokey, riding the satin pony, playing hell hockey, demise, defunct, flying the marble kite, signing for the lower me down bouquet, tipping the dirt Major D, pushing up Miss Daisy, yes, parking the bronze bus, shopping at the Mahogany Mini Mall. We'll miss him. There'll never be another like him. And I mean that sincerely. We started together in this business, Joe and me, two young, cocky kids. We thought we owned the world. Nothing bothered us in those days. And now he's enjoying the peace that cometh to all men. He's finally run his race. He's bitten the dust. He's in Limbo City, riding in the soil sidecar, renting the grass tuxedo, going to the slab prom. Yes, crashing the six-handle pool party. He's staying at Club Mud. Yes. He's passing the grave poupon. Yes, he's in the taper tanning booth. Yes, he's doing... Yes, I know. He's doing the worm wave at Stitch Stadium. He's on the sod subway wearing the toe tag turtleneck, test driving the wooden Buick. He's eating moss muffins. Joe, if you're listening, goodbye, old buddy. Farewell, adios, sayonara. Auf Wiedersehen, shalom, cheerio, au revoir, arrivederci. See you around.
Good evening. Without further ado, I'd like to present the latest nominee to the United States Supreme Court, the Honorable Clarence Thomas.
Oonga boonga. Now, I'm just trying to improve my image. The black people are against me because they say that I'm not a real black man. I want to say to them and to all you that I am proud to be here I would like to say that I am cognizant of black people, and I would like to be the head muckety-muck of the Supreme Judiciary Continuum. That's right.
I understood you to be a very conservative and well-educated...
Hey, what am this? The Montel Williams show? This bit was not my idea.
Whose idea was it?
Hey, Robin, you see, it was your idea. I'm the one going to get lynched. and your idea to dress me up like the Supreme Muckety-Muck.
No, wait a minute.
Now, let me tell you something.
Should I refer to you as Your Honor?
Excuse me. If anybody mad at this sketch, I want you to contact Ralph the makeup man who gave me these oversized lips. Now, what is this?
Well, what would you like to say to black people?
Never mind the black people. To all you people out there, you see this positive article we got from the New York Post? Well, you can be sure next week's article will not be this positive.
Excuse me, but that is not you in that photograph.
Let me tell you something. We're going to be in trouble with the NAANP, the ECOC, and the EIEIOs. That's right now. Look here.
You're changing your image. You want to relate to blacks.
I want to relate to the black people. Tell them not to fear me on the Supreme Court justice. Now, look here,
I
Sunshine.
can't even understand what you're saying.
I say, look here, Sunshine. A lot of people worry.
My name is Robin.
Yes, I know that. Now, you talk about this here abortion nonsense. I don't want to talk about that issue.
You don't want to tell us your stand on
No,
abortion?
I will not. I'm going to remain silent on that now. But I will talk to you about the cannabis.
The cannabis?
Yeah, that's right.
You did smoke marijuana.
Cannabis helped my self-confidence.
What do you mean?
Well, I just learned to smoke reefer.
What? Now, wait a minute. You're not going to like that on these airways.
Hey, I admit to it. I smoke a joint now and then.
You don't think this is going to hurt your chances with the nominating committee?
I know I'm getting high because it's starting to look like a real TV studio. Hey, baby, we need some music. I tell you that.
Oh, dear. Do you really think you have to go this far?
You live for a second, Ruby Tooth. I'll turn that off there. I'm going to tell you the truth now.
What do you think you're proving by doing this?
I'm going to tell you something right now, sweetness.
Yes.
My little Ruby Tooth. I make my best decisions when I smoke my bong. Now,
Really?
For example, let me show you.
All right, you're going to smoke the bong and make a decision.
All right. All right, now here come a decision.
Yes.
No abortion. That's right.
That's how you came up with your stand on abortion.
Hey, who painted this face? Earl Scheib?
By the way, Your Honor, I didn't realize it, but you have blue eyes.
I knew I was smoking too much of this. You notice when I smoke, my hair go up? I'm really getting wasted, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that, though. But you got nothing to be afraid of.
You're not going to talk about this kind of drug use when you meet the Senate committee.
No, I know. I'll keep that cool when I meet them. Now, I must tell you that I have a white wife. I must be very honest.
Your wife is white?
I'd like you to meet my wife right now. She's so beautiful. This is my wife, Fresca.
Well, hello, Mrs. Thomas, Miss Fresca.
Mrs. Thomas, my second wife, Fresca, because every time we go to the airport together, they Fresca.